Hello, I hope that you're having a really nice day. And in today's video, we will be talking about how to defend our point of view. Some important concepts that you should know. The first one is point of view, and according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, point of view is a position or a perspective from which something is considered or evaluated. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines discussions as a consideration of a question in open and usually informal debates. The last concept that you should know for this topic is audience. And again, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, audience is a group of listeners or spectators. Let's hear some useful tips that will help us in order to defend our point of view. The first tip is to argue only the point. Sometimes people have different opinions than ours, so we have to be really conscious about defending only our point of view, and in case of the other person telling something that is not true or that you have proof to defend your point of view or your statement or your argument, whatever, you have to be clear that you have to attack only the point and never the person, because people always have different opinions than ours, and that doesn't make us enemies, and that is not a reason to fight. So remember, always argue only the point. My second tip is to always use research and always do research about the topic that you are talking about. You can always defend your point of view with data, with statistics, with research. So remember to always look for information, for real information. Do not look to Wikipedia, because Wikipedia is not an useful and a true source. So remember, always do research. If you are talking with someone, never put words in that person's mouth. If you want to say something that the other person said that was not right or was mistaken, use the exact same words, because if you change one word, the whole meaning of what the other person said can change. The next one is to do not go on a tangent. This means that you have to be really organized and specific with the information that you provide to defend your point. Because if you start saying a lot of things, going around and around and around and never saying something concrete, you may confuse people, and they will not understand what you are talking about and what your topic and your point of view is about. So please be very specific and do not be really messy with information. Try to say only what is necessary and helpful. I think that this is the most important tip that will be useful for you, and is to stay always polite. If you are having a debate or a conversation with a person and the other person is saying something that you don't like, you have to remember that you have to be respectful and to be clear that the other person can have a different opinion than mine, and that doesn't make that person bad, and that doesn't have to start a fight. So remember to always stay positive, be polite, be professional. Don't get rude, don't say bad words, but focus only on what you are saying and try to convince or try to say whatever you have to say in a positive way and in a respectful way. Our next topic is how can I separate personality from ideology when I am defending my point of view? You have to be patient because sometimes people do not understand the first time you are saying an argument, or they don't understand why you have that point of view, or why do you see life or things in certain way. So you have to be patient in order to explain people what you see and what you believe and think. We have two main writing styles. The first one is the formal style, that it can be used for business, legal purposes, or academic purposes. It has a serious tone. This means that the way we write has to be really formal, and it doesn't use slang. And also we have the informal style, which is used for personal purposes. For example, when you are writing a text message for your friends, it can use an emotional tone, and it can use slang as well. And as I said before, remember to always be respectful and always be kind, because other people can have different opinions, or they can see things different from what you see, and you have to respect that. Not because someone has a different opinion means that they are wrong. So be kind, and whatever you have to say it with respect. Here are some useful phrases that you can use when you are defending your point of view. I will link the page from where I took these phrases below. And here we have some categories. For example, when you have to ask to repeat or clarify questions, you can say, I'm afraid I didn't quite catch that. What do you mean by? And you said what the person has told you. And you can also rephrase questions. So you can say, for example, so you mean, and you said again the question, so you can know if you get it or didn't get what the person meant. Also, you can admit that you don't know. Sometimes you are talking about something and a person tells you something or asks you about the topic, and you don't know about that specific aspect. So you can say, I'm sorry, I don't know what that off the top of my head. Sorry, I can answer that. I didn't cover that in my research. Or sorry, I have no idea about that, but I will do some research. Also, when people ask you questions about what you are saying, they give you the opportunity to talk about something that maybe you didn't have time to talk, or you forget to talk about it, so they are kind of refreshing you. So you can say, I'm glad you asked me that. Thanks for that questions, among others. And if someone interrupts you, you can say, right as I was saying, or no, what I was saying, oh yes, I was telling you about this and this and this. Also, you can respond to criticism about saying you're right there, there's an answering point. I will look about what you are saying. Thanks for letting me know that. I didn't know it. So there are many phrases that you can use when you are defending your point. In this link, you can find different phrases that you can use when you are defending your point of view, when you are having a discussion, when you are having a conversation where the parts have different opinions. So please check it out, and I hope that this video was useful, and see you in the next one.